Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about a horror adventure game where you are actually the villain. This game is The Walking Dead. When this game was first released, I was about 10 or 12 years old, so a little kid, not knowing much about video games. Getting my first PS3, my parents bought me some child-friendly games, not allowing me to buy things from the PlayStation Store with a credit card. So that's where I came across demos of games, which I downloaded for free. One of the games that I liked, which was a demo, was The Walking Dead, and it had the first episode. Playing it for the first time was a surreal experience. The graphics and the way the story was written, it felt like I was in the game and I was watching a movie too. Choices really affect the gameplay, and that's something you should be careful of. Years later, I purchased the full game on my Nintendo Switch, and let me tell you this, I loved every single moment of it. It's fun and it's really crazy. Things are not expected at all. Just because you don't press the right button or you don't listen carefully, someone could die. And it's all because of you. So pretty much, you are the villain in the entire game. The main characters on the games are Lee Everett, which is a former university professor that is conceived of murder. I would never forget the day where that car crashes and Lee escapes. Next you have Clementine. This is a young girl who becomes Lee's daughter. But fear not, she's quite strong and she's not as weak as people think. Kenny is a fisherman with a strong personality and his own family. Kenny seems tough, but is actually quite a sweet person. He does help Lee and Clementine in many ways. Everything begins where Lee escapes from the police car. During the early days of the zombie outbreak, he stumbles upon Clementine. She's just a little girl hiding in her treehouse after her parents went to Savannah and never returned. Lee decides to protect her. They join a group of survivors and navigate various threats. These threats cannot be only to zombies, but even other humans, which have their own problems with. And since it is an apocalypse, these people can even try to kill their own kind if they need food or water. Lee becomes like a father figure to Clementine, teaching her how to survive. He tells her to cut her hair, be careful, and teaches her how to use a gun. As the group falls apart, they head to Savannah, hoping to find Clementine's parents. Ultimately though, Clementine is kidnapped by a mysterious man, which is a stranger.
I'm glad too. She wouldn't hurt a fly.
And Lee is bitten by a walker. The game is fun, but the ending is quite tragic. Lee is bit, and so Clementine needs to say goodbye. This is such an emotional moment for me as a player, because going through all of those hardships and see Lee get bit, it's something I never wanted to do. In the end, Clementine either shoots Lee to prevent him from turning or leaves him to turn. Later on this year, I opened The Walking Dead Season 2. I did download it on my Switch, but never played it because I thought it was just going to be bad. Since Lee had died, I was thinking to myself, what was Clementine going to do? But it's actually pretty fun. This season, we have Clementine. She's now older. The story shows that she can be able to survive in new groups and she can make her own difficult decisions, especially about trust, leadership, and who to follow. So going into the first episode called All That Remains, we have Clementine with Krista. It is raining and it's really cold, but unfortunately they get ambushed. Krista is separated and her fate is left unknown. Clem runs and is attacked by a dog and bitten, not by a walker, but bad enough to risk infection and make her die. She then finds a cabin group: Luke, Nick, Rebecca, Elvin, Carlos, Pete, and Sarah. They don't trust her at all and think she might turn into one of them. Clementine has to sneak and get medical supplies and stitches her arm herself. A brutal scene which made my skin shiver and made me love Clementine even more, to see her grow from that little girl she was and be able to stitch her own wound up. This moment made me feel like a proud father of Clementine, even though I'm not. Technically, Lee is. So even though Lee isn't here with us, I think he would be really proud of Clementine. The group then finds Clementine and understands that she is not going to turn as a zombie, so they start to warm up at her. This time around, Clementine is completely alone. She had to save herself with no help because Lee is no more around her. And in this season, she begins to lose that innocence she had in season 1. On episode 2, you have the cabin group that is scared of a man named Carver. This is a man who's hunting them because previously they used to be with him in a camp and follow his rules. Pete or Nick dies early depending on the player's choices. The group then moves to a new house but is found by Carver, who threatens Clem. And when I was going through playing, I kind of wished I had closed the door, but I actually left the door open. So Carver went inside my house and I was so mad at myself because I should have been smarter. So next time you play the game, don't forget to close the door just to be more safer. He threatens Clem and then the group flees, and along the way, Kelm is reunited with Kenny, thought to be dead. Seeing Kenny for the first time, there were many choices, but I just went in with to hugging him because we all missed Kenny. He was such a nice person. And the way his kid died, wife died, it's so tragic. And coming to season 2, watching a character, it definitely felt really emotional, even for me as a player. Kenny now lives at a ski lodge with new survivors, Walter, Matthew, and Sarita, which is his new partner. And let me tell you, something bad is going to happen to Sarita. Conflicts brews between Kenny and Luke, and then Walter discovers someone in the group killed Matthew. And when this happens, one of my choices was to just tell him that happened. And in the end, he just accepts and even helps the guy who killed his friend. Carver and his people invade the lodge, killing Walter and taking the group hostage. Next we go to the episode 3. This one is crazy. Carver takes the group to House Hardware, a wall community under his control. Carver rules through fear and violence, reunited with Bonnie from 400 Days, who now works for Carver. Group plots to escape. Clementine has to find a radio, which she has to be careful of. Carver becomes increasingly violent, especially towards Kenny and Reggie, whom he wants to kill. Kenny is badly injured and has lost an eye after Carver had beaten him really bad. Clementine is given a choice to watch or turn away as Kenny brutally kills Carver. I choose to stay because I really wanted to watch him die.
I'm not letting you see this.
It's not your decision.
Atta girl. She ain't afraid to look it in the eye.
After everything he had already done, and besides, he actually deserved it. On episode 4, group escapes but suffer losses. Sarah and Nick can die here, depending on choices. But of course, I had to save Sarah as a stupid person I am. And she will only cause you trouble, so do not save Sarah. Every time I tried to save her, even when I was in Carver's wall community, While I helped her with picking up the berries, she did nothing but just cried.
Turn around. Smells gross. Go and find somewhere to hide. Where?
Oh,
Clem, I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
bombastic side eye. Come on, let's go.
A man was.
Criminal offensive.
What did she
side
say?
eye.
Someone came to the cabin.
What?
Back?
He saw a picture of me.
A picture? What were you doing taking pictures?
Carlos,
What?
you need to calm down. All right, you're scaring your daughter.
You told me to distract her. Distract?
Sarah.
So I'm just an idiot?
It's so cool.
Okay.
We have to go. Are you listening?
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Move!
The woman was too stunned to speak.
So that's an example that you should be aware of to not save her. And to tell the truth, I kind of feel bad for saving her so much, feeling like she would grow and grow, but in this game's narrative, she didn't do nothing but just was a crybaby, which made me hate her so much. So when the choice came, when I could kill her or help her, I happily chose to kill her. And let's not forget when she asked me to take the photograph, so Carter found the photograph in her room. I understand that maybe I could have made a different choice, but the way she just caused trouble and never helped us made her death the most happy moment in this entire game.
Not again.
Also, in this episode, earlier before, we'll kill Sarita because at the end of the day, she did get bit by a zombie, so we could not help her. Kenny becomes depressed and we have to find a place because Rebecca is soon going to have her baby. Rebecca gives birth to baby H.E. Now, Rebecca, for me, started as a really annoying woman. She really hated us in the beginning, but then I started to like her day by day. Even though she had a really tough interior from the outside, I think from the inside she's a really sweet person. In the end she dies, but at least her baby is delivered. I am not going to talk about the last episode because then I would spoil the story, but this is such a fun game where you definitely feel like you are the villain. Everything you do will affect the game. Then you have the next season, which was made in 2016. Season 3 shifts focus to Javier, a former basketball player trying to keep his family safe during the apocalypse. He crosses paths with Clementine, who is now a hardened teenager searching for H.E., the child that she had protected in Season 2. Javi's family is drawn into a power struggle in a fortified settlement called New Frontier, run in part by his estranged brother David. The season explores complicated family dynamics and the ethics of leadership and control. Clementine's role is important but secondary. Her choices and flashbacks vary depending on your Season 2 ending. Now Clementine is all grown up. There's another season, the fourth one, which was made on 2018 to 2019. Clementine is now a fully realized survivor and protector, which Lee would be really proud. She raises H.E., who knows nothing about the post-apocalyptic world. They find refuge in a school run by other children. The story's climax forces Clementine to make choices about how to teach AG morality. Should he show mercy or ruthlessness? In a twist ending, Clementine is severely injured and presumed dead, but AG rescues her and she survives. The game ends with AG taking the narrative lead, symbolizing Clementine passing on the legacy of survival and hope.